Clarissa, let's take a moment and make sure that our intent is clear. So we're connecting to the audience we're taking a moment, Clarissa and I, to clarify our intent for this workshop. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome Clarissa Ribeiro. She's a many-year colleague, professor at the University of Fortaleza. She comes to us from Brazil, and we have been working together for a long time. First, she came to UCLA to the PICO lab that Dr. Jimzewski leads at the California Nanosystems Institute as a researcher and Fulbright scholar. And then we became friends. She walked over to the arts side, and we started walking back and forth from the arts and sciences. And now we go back and forth from Brazil to the States. And she has this wonderful workshop for you, Psychobiotonic, the microbiome anthropophagy. So what she's doing here, which she does a lot with our students, that really kind of addresses our taboos around fluids and thinking about the self and the microbiome. So here she's looking at the microbiome manipulation, and she invites you, the online audience, to become personality donors. So we're going to collaborate together. It's early morning for me and for my team. So we will collaborate with our microbiome, and we welcome all of you, and a warm, warm welcome to Clarissa.
Thank you, Vi. Yeah, it's more than a pleasure to join you and the ArtSci team for this wonderful telluric vibrations, this online complex garden where we are sharing our understanding of our strategies to navigate scales. Yeah, each one of us from a different perspective. It's a great pleasure. So let's go.
Let's go.
Thank you for the intro. Yeah, I'll miss your presence.
Well, I'm here.
Yeah, me too. Here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah. So, as Victoria said, the invitation today is for each one of you who are joining online today or in the future, to become personality donors by sharing your salivary microbiome. When you are preparing a drink, that replicating a sort of gastronomic ritual. The Brazilian natives, they have following rituals of cannibalism in the past, mainly. And nowadays, to celebrate the entire tribe after hunting. So they have this drink together with meat. Could be human meat. It could be just like small monkey or a pig, whatever. Yeah. So brings the like fresh in mind the image of the hawk zodiac. We're talking about our relation to the animals and to food. Okay, so as I said, we will need for the workshop pre-cooked cassava, so we do not have time to cook the cassava. And here is the cassava. The natives they use in Brazil for millennia or generations on. It's a very strong root, and it's white inside, and they have a beautiful mythology related to this root, where they say it was germinating from a babe who was born from the daughter of the cacique or the tribe chief, and she had a dream similar to the idea of Mother Mary and God for Christians. And the girl was dreaming in a hammock, and she had a dream about a white God who came and had sex with her. And so they had a baby, but the baby, when the baby was born, she was white. The skin of the baby was white. And the baby did not survive, the baby girl did not survive, and they buried the baby inside of the big tribe house, because they live in a collective house. And at one point, they saw a small plant coming from the ground, and the root was white inside. Yeah. So they gave the plant the name of the baby. And in Brazil, we call mandioca. And the baby was called Mani, and it's Mani and Oca. That's the name of the big house, the collective house. So instead of using other kinds of potatoes, I decided to use the one the natives they use. And I just cut it's hard, like just cut a small piece. You have to peel it, and it has a pink skin. Kids in Brazil, they used to play with the skin, building small funny toys. And you take it out, and it's white inside. It's like a beautiful color. And you just cut into a few slices. And in my case, I was just microwaving for 10 minutes, 3 times the amount of cassava or mandioca in water, and microwaving for 10 minutes, it's ready to go, okay? So for the workshop, I already have my pre-cooked cassava. I hope you have as well, or something similar. And this is the time we will replicate what the natives they still nowadays they do to produce this drink. Okay, we'll just take the small slices and you chew and spit in another bowl. So I have here one bowl with the cassava, the pre-cooked cassava, and the other bowl it's empty. So I will just be chewing. I hope you'll be doing this together online, and I'll be chewing and spitting. So yeah, let's play. It's funny.
Clarissa, if I don't have a cassava, what could be a good other thing that I have in the fridge? Can it be anything, or does it have to be cassava? Can we hox it?
Sure, you can use other potatoes.
Okay.
Sweet potatoes, or
like sweet potato. I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get it and I'll join you.
You can use sweet potatoes, and you can use flour, but it's not there. That's good to chew. And be sure you add a good amount of saliva to the sample. It's important to say that beyond mixing the cassava with your microbiome or samples of your microbiome, we are using the saliva to the enzyme we have to break the sugar, so it'll be fermenting. Okay.
So normally you wouldn't eat the cassava raw, right?
Raw, unless it's a snack.
Okay.
Fried
Not
or
yeah, yeah.
dried. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But here in Fortaleza, mainly people used to use the flour to bake a pancake they call tapioca.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it's common, but they do not call tapioca the flour. They call tapioca the pancake.
Aha, I see.
And they have for lunch, for breakfast, for dinner, like all day, all along the day.
Mm. Clarissa, sorry. I was just going to ask you, I know there's other practices that use the same technique where you're chewing and spitting, not just what you're doing, but other ones.
Even in Japan, in ancient times, they use the same procedure for the sake. They're chewing and spitting rice. Yeah.
Really?
Really? Yeah.
Wow.
It's everywhere.
Mm.
Normally, like the tribes, or they just change the carbohydrate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it could be everything. Sometimes they mix with fruits, cashew, or mango, but not for these rituals. For these rituals of hunting and cannibalism, it's just like the raw cassava, and that's it.
That's it. Okay. And you know what they're doing now with the fecal exchange and microbiome exchange, in a way this is like that, sharing the microbiome, right?
Yeah, it's the idea you can transplant your personality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And by the end of the workshop, I invited who is interested in becoming part of the project to send a profile picture, so I can and do the personality test. So they can send me the result of the test, and I will design a label for their borrows and send them back, so they can formally become personality donors.
Cool. So what am I doing here? I'm doing the yam.
Yeah.
But messing up the personalities.
Well, maybe you can influence Jim, give it to Jim by the end.
Don't tell him.
So I have it here. The cassava mixed with saliva. And what I will do next is to add boiling water. It's really hot, but not, to the point it's 100 degrees Celsius. It's a little less. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you'll be just mixing. And it's okay. It's your own saliva,
Will you tell people who tell you that they're grossed out by the saliva?
Yeah, Mick always shares that Frida never consider having or even the psychobiotonic or the psychobread. She says it's really gross. Even it's mixed saliva.
I know that your students were having their parents just freak out. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. So I transfer to the bottle. Add more water. and done. That's it.
Wow.
So it's a very, very simple way to produce an alcoholic drink. And as more it's fermenting, if you leave it for 1 month, so probably you have a more alcoholic drink by the end. Yeah. And the natives, they have it till they get really, really drunk. And the idea, according to some anthropologists, is that this sort of putrefying food that's already dying or based in or close to death, considering this the process of making, is something that allows them to eat the other. So because of it, I'm bringing this word that's anthropophagy, when one human eats other human, to the idea that we are sort of cannibalizing the microbiome, because you are talking now, probably they were considering something this in an energetic level, but we are more conscious, because the science you have nowadays, that this conversation is happening at molecular level. So they already know about it. They were drinking this to allow them to welcome the body of the other inside. And they got drunk, and they were celebrating and laughing and going to the ground and coming back. It's a huge, huge and crazy party. And yeah, and we have a few, not this much as could be interesting, but we have a few videos or documentaries capturing these moments of sort of celebration and insanity and freedom. Yeah.
Beautiful. So how long does it generally stay? Do you close it, or you leave it open?
I close.
You close
You don't
it?
need to really close, but you
Right.
just close a little bit. Is like, just let it a little bit open. Yeah.
So
the
some
air. Some air enters, and at least 15 days, 2 weeks.
Aha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this will be an interesting experiment for me to do with yams.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think it was even shorter than I thought. Yeah.
Well, it's wonderful. So we will share the recording also and see if others join at a different time. But is there?
It's good to share the recordings, because there we have the links, but we have the links on our website as well, so people can send me the images and the pictures they want to send.
Very cool.
Email. Yeah.
Great.
Love it. Thank you. And thank you for allowing me to do this.
Oh, no, thank you. It's such a pleasure. And it's a really interesting way to wake up for me with the microbiome sharing. And everybody out there, thank you for sharing your microbiome.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Vivi.
Bye. Bye, Clarissa.
Bye, Ivana. Bye, Chela.
Obrigada.
Obrigada. Bye-bye.
Bye.